It is the Riot Podcast. This is the Friday, October 20th edition. Good show coming up today. We talk about why you should get a hot tub and why now is the time to start looking for a new job.
Also, I did get updated news on whether or not my wedding date is going to be a part of the rehearsal, all that jazz, the dinner.
Yeah.
Or if she's going to be stuck with my dad for a myriad of hours.
All right, tell us what we want to hear.
Unfortunately, she's coming to the dinner. I wanted her to go, and this is what's funny is I told her, I was like, either you're going to come to the dinner or you're going to be with my dad for like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And in my mind, I thought that she would be like, I would rather go to the dinner. But she said, she's like, I think I'd rather hang out with your dad.
Wow.
And I was like, why? And she was like, because then I don't have to like get ready and like go to this like fancy dinner.
Yeah.
I can just like wear whatever I want, go hang out with your dad. And my dad's been talking about how he's like gonna teach her how to play euchre, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, then we could like, I'll bring a deck of cards and he can just teach me how to play euchre. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this won't be as awkward as I originally thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
Yeah, it sounds like it's fine. But now she's forced to go to the dress rehearsal dinner stuff, so she's gonna have to get all fancy and whatnot.
Dang.
So it's a lose-lose
If
for
this
her.
was now she'll never know how to play euchre.
Yeah, exactly. She'll never learn.
If it was a sitcom, she totally would have had to learn euchre with your dad, and they would have such like a bond afterwards.
Oh, you're right. That's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, they'd be so close.
Oh man,
You'd
that
never
would've
be
been so
able to
much
break
better.
up with her.
That would have been so much better. Well, that's the update on that. So
All right.
that's what I've got
Now
for
we
you guys.
know on Monday, more of a wedding update, perhaps.
Hopefully something, what I'm hoping for, the only thing I'm hoping for this wedding, I'm in the wedding, but I'm not like the best man or anything. I'm like fourth man down. No pressure on me. I just got to walk down the aisle. Easy money, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that I hope happens, I hope there's some drama.
There's
I
got to
hope-
be something.
I hope like somebody cries. Be great if we could get some tears going.
Mhm.
Not like the groom or the bride either. I don't want them to cry, but
Yeah,
maybe
of course not.
maybe like a distant girlfriend is upset with someone else. Like, that's the
yeah.
kind of drama I want.
Somebody you've never met.
Yes,
would
I
be
want
the
there.
best.
I want there to be some sort of drama. Not that like ruins the wedding because he's like my best childhood friend.
Yeah.
But I want there to be like something that he doesn't know is going on in the background
Uh-huh.
that's just like causing like a little bit of a
Everybody's
sword
trying to
in
keep
somebody's back.
it away from them.
Yeah, someone's crying in the bathroom, but the
Yeah.
bride can't know. And so that's what I'm hoping for. I hope something like that happens.
Yeah, something to make it memorable. That would be great.
So that's what I'm looking forward to this weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday.
We'll see you then. It's the Riot.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. RadioU.
This is big news. We're getting into cuffing season. I have here that about 25% of people admit to faking it. 25% of people in relationships say that they will suffer through, lie about liking a show that the two of you are watching together just to make the other person pleased. You think that's low or high?
I think that's probably low. Is that even a lie, though?
A lie to, like, you sit and watch a show, your significant other really wants to watch The Golden Bachelor and you're really not into it, and you just keep doing it for them?
I've done this for movies, for shows. I don't think there's anything wrong with it either.
It's harder for shows
Shows are a lot more annoying.
because you got to keep going back to it. And then it's like an episode by episode basis. So they might ask you questions.
And then
Yeah.
she's like, the worst is when she's excited and she's like trying to amp you up when you're like eating dinner. She's like, oh, we're about to watch our
Ooh.
show.
The new episode of whatever is on tonight.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, there's also Thursday Night Football. And she's like, well, we have to watch the show
Yeah.
tonight. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, what we're saying about these shows, which, by the way, I want to be clear, my wife does not do this. She has her shows she's into. Most of the ones that she gets super excited about are ones that we do not watch together. But what we're saying about women doing to us is the same thing we do with football.
Yeah. We got the big game
yeah.
today. You excited to see the Browns lose at 1 o'clock?
If you included sports in there, I wonder if the numbers would go up because a bunch of ladies would be like, yeah, don't really care about Saints Jaguars, but I watch it for him.
You excited to watch me rage for 3 hours and not pay attention to you whatsoever? That's what's coming up at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. It just, I don't know. It's so tough to agree on a show. I also thought this is crazier. So 25% of people say they lie about liking shows that you watch together just to make the other person happy, which is actually a nice thing to do, really, when you think about it.
Yes. It's a white lie.
Unless it's a thing where they wait to watch it with you. They could watch it earlier. They have to avoid spoilers. They can't talk about it with their friends because they think you're both into it. That's the only time where maybe you should just be honest. But this is crazier. 29% of singles say they would not date somebody that doesn't have at least 2 streaming services. If you don't have at least Netflix and HBO Max, you say goodbye to 30% of the dating population.
Well, why do I have to have it if you have it?
Well, maybe it's because if you expect the other person to have at least 2 and you have 2, then you've got 4 covered, which is basically all you need.
But everybody has the same ones. I've got 0. I'll say that off the rip. My parents have Disney Plus and Amazon Prime. My roommate has Hulu, and the guy who owned the TV before me has Netflix.
Yeah. You should have, it should be a section.
I got 4. What am I doing over here?
Yeah.
I got the whole 4-piece. I don't have HBO, yes, but I got everything else.
That should be your headline.
Should put that in my bio.
Yeah, you should lead with that.
4 streaming services over here.
That should be a thing, like a compatibility thing where you list the ones you have, and then that way you can date somebody who has different ones and you can diversify, have access to more content.
And then you like rank them in order of which ones you use the most.
Yeah.
I see Disney Plus at 1. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, questionable.
Is that for Marvel? Is that for Disney?
You see Shudder at number 1? Definitely not for me.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
A Lithuanian man who's now been arrested 20 times for faking it. Faking what? A heart attack. And you might ask, why? Why would you fake a heart attack? Isaiah, why would you fake a heart attack?
To get out of something that you don't want to do.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. What this guy does not want to do is pay for his meals. And so he's been arrested 20 times for faking a heart attack to get out of paying his restaurant bill. 20 times, 20 different restaurants. There's probably been other times where he's done it and gotten away with it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you would think so.
This couldn't be the first 20 times. Now, if you were going to fake a heart attack, what would you do?
You would lunge for your chest.
Uh-huh.
Fall backwards. Probably fall out of your chair.
Oh, yeah. Which is weird. Would that actually happen? You have to fall sideways.
Yeah.
Not like backwards.
No, you wouldn't fall backwards.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. I would just kind of like push the chair out from under me and just kind of lay on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm
you
not
make
really
a sound.
sure. I probably would say
a heart attack sound.
Maybe start yelling.
Can you
How
yell?
abrasive do you want it to be?
Because I feel like maybe this is just from TV. One, you have to know which side of your body your heart is on is the first step. Because if you grab the wrong side, it's going to be a dead giveaway.
Doing the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right. But I haven't done that in so long.
And the trick is you don't want to do a one-handed grab. You want to do a two-handed grab.
Okay. See, I think you do the sound. Which side? Is it this side? Am I doing this right on my...
It's your right hand.
Right hand over your left.
Across your body.
Got it. And so I do that. 2 hands, you're saying.
I'm saying 2 hands, yes.
2 hands. And you go, oh! And then you tip over. Maybe you like kind of writhe a little bit. You're like, oh!
And I think the trick is, too, is it's not... You shouldn't be the one yelling. You should have someone there with you. Can we get some help over here?
Yeah. Is there a doctor in the house?
It looks like my friend might be having a heart attack.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the one to have to say it. You don't want to be the one by yourself at the restaurant screaming, I'm having a heart attack. You need a buddy there.
Yeah.
This is a 2-man scheme.
Yeah. You got to have somebody who's in on it. It's crazy this guy's done this 20 times, but it makes sense because unless they post his picture everywhere as the heart attack faker guy, you can't be a restaurant owner and assume he's lying.
Yeah, imagine how that would go for you.
Yeah, but But so how is this going to end? He's been arrested 20 times. He's going to keep doing it. So you know what's going to happen one time.
He's going to have a heart attack.
That's right. He's going to that's what my first thought was, he's going to have a heart attack and everybody's going to ignore him. But again, that feels unlikely because that's a big risk to take. But what if it's one of those things where he fakes a heart attack and then somebody's like, we're going to have to intubate on the spot or something like that. And they're give me a butter knife, and they try to cut open his throat or something like that. This man needs help. And
I'm a doctor. Yeah. We got a doctor in the building. We can just do it right here.
Uh-huh. He needs to be scared straight is what needs to happen. He needs to have a close call like that. That is what will maybe change his ways.
I just feel like, isn't it really expensive to take a ride in an ambulance?
That's what I was thinking too.
This can't pay out.
He must have good insurance. They pay even when he's faking it.
I guess so. Because in my mind, I'm like, riding in an ambulance has to be more than your $20 bill at Chili's.
Yeah, it has to be.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Did you ever get a waterbed, Isaiah?
Never had a waterbed. I feel like that was a little bit before my time.
It was. That's an old school kind of thing going back in the day. However, apparently big in the 70s. But it seems that waterbeds are making a little bit of a comeback. Waterbeds are having a resurgence.
What's old is new.
Yeah, that's right.
Say.
A lot of the fashion from the 90s and early 2000s is coming back. And now we're going back even further by going back to the 70s and people are getting waterbeds. Have you ever been near a waterbed?
I've seen a waterbed. I think I've laid on one once. I've never slept on one. But I hear there's pros and cons.
What are the cons?
Well, there's like constant maintenance, tinkering.
Yeah.
You have to burp the bed.
You have to burp the bed.
You have to add chemicals to avoid algae.
Really?
That's what they say on Reddit.
That's
and when's
crazy.
that ever wrong?
Yeah, that's crazy because here's the thing. I have a little bit of expertise on the issue.
You had a waterbed?
I don't have a waterbed. Well, my parents had a waterbed for a long time, and I don't remember them ever burping the bed or adding chemicals. Occasionally, once or twice, and they eventually did get rid of the waterbed and converted to a standard mattress, but like the waterbed would leak, and that was obviously a mess, and you have to get a new mattress, and those mattresses, not necessarily cheap. However, you know what's cool about a waterbed is they can be heated. And so you get a nice, like, warm, toasty night of sleep. But obviously not too hot in the summertime or whatever.
It's like a mixture of cold and warm.
Yeah. I think another con would be, and I don't have experience with this, but I believe because it's so much water, because they can leak and make a mess, I think a lot of apartments wouldn't let you have it.
Yeah, that feels like a wild thing to bring into an apartment.
Yeah. Although, how are they going to know?
True.
How are they?
They're hard to move. They're heavy.
Do you declare it when you?
No.
Yeah. I don't even think they have a thing on the forum. Anyways, I don't know. I guess they're making a comeback. Apparently, people are rediscovering the glory of waterbeds. I did like my parents' waterbed. I don't know. Here's the thing. If waterbeds are cheaper than a regular bed, I'd be totally into it.
I was about to say, I'm looking up to see how much they cost now.
Yeah. And?
Depends how big of one you want. I'm seeing one at Sears.
Uh-huh. Oh, Sears?
Sears.
We really are going back in time.
For $470. I'm seeing one.
But that's just the mattress?
Inomax 22 milliliter waveless waterbed. It looks like a single.
Well, the waves are half the fun.
Then we also have one at Lowe's. This looks like a king coming with a frame. $1,500. Not widely available.
Yeah.
As I'm going through.
I think you have to go
going through.
I think you have to go to waterbeds and stuff to get them.
Oh, they still have them there, do they?
Well,
that's their whole thing, huh?
It's in the name. They also have stuff.
The Ohio Waterbed Store. Here we go.
I think that if you can save money, if it's cheaper, it's definitely the way to go. But I doubt that it's cheaper because
It's not the way to go.
if it's cheaper, it is. And if you don't live in an apartment, because my parents had one for a long time, it didn't really cause them issues, and it was pretty cool. However, here's the thing: you can't just convert quickly to a waterbed because it has to have a special, you have to buy a whole new bed frame for it too. So it's not just as easy as just the next time you shop for a mattress.
I like a firm bed, like a firm mattress.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem like it's up my alley, but maybe for somebody, it could be good for them. For me, I'm out on this one.
Mm-hmm.
It would be wild for me to own a waterbed. I can't imagine having friends over. And be like, oh yeah, here's my bedroom.
Yeah.
Along with my waterbed.
Come over here, pop a squat on the bed.
Go ahead and try it. But also, it could be a hit. And also, my dog Jim on the waterbed. That sounds like a recipe for absolute disaster.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Just talking a few minutes ago about waterbeds, and I feel like that chimes into that segues into what this question is, which is, what's something old technology wise that you're still fine with, that you don't feel the need to update into 2023? Waterbeds are a technology, so I guess they would fit, and they're making a comeback. What's something else from the olden days you're still good with as far as technology goes? Text in at 8772 Radio U. Isaiah, you got anything?
I would say, for me, I'm pretty up with my technology. Like, I have a new iPhone and things like that.
Mm.
I mean, I have a PlayStation.
You got the 15?
I don't have the 15. I don't even know which one I have. I think I have the 13 Pro, maybe. I don't even know. I have one of them. I have one of the more recent ones. I don't feel like I'm behind.
Yeah.
But I have I feel like in video games, I'm more okay with being behind now. I'm okay with playing the PlayStation 4, not the PlayStation 5, which isn't even that far behind.
No.
But it's a couple years behind. I'm also cool with buttons.
Buttons?
Yeah, I'm okay with having... Not everything for me has to be touchscreen.
Mm.
I'm okay with having buttons still. You know, one of the places that I hate it when it's like the touchscreen jazz.
Okay.
Whenever I'm at the gas pump.
You don't like a touchscreen
I don't know what
gas
buttons
pump.
to push. Because it feels like none of them work. But I like the buttons, like the hard buttons on the keypad, to know when they ask me for a car wash, I'm saying no.
It's tough at the gas station because the physical buttons get worn down. And then it's all, you're just,
So I keypad it.
Yeah, like 1 through 9 would normally be here. So this must be yes over here.
Because I'll go to touch that little screen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this a touch screen? It's not. Or maybe it is. I don't know. It doesn't work. It's outside all day.
The touch screens are going to be tough when wintertime rolls around, too, because you're wearing gloves.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to take those off, get your fingers freezing. I'll tell you, now that you mentioned touch screens, here's one that comes to mind for me is like all the smart stuff in the kitchen. I don't need a smart fridge. I just need a fridge. I don't need, that's the new wave now is getting all the kitchen appliances and other appliances too connected to the Internet of Things and, that kind of thing. Wi-Fi capabilities. Start your washer with an app on your phone. I don't need that. I just start my washer,
I see what you're saying.
But I don't know. I don't think I'm alone in that. I think that's still partially because those are such big ticket items, but I think that's still something that the world is not necessarily embracing, even though Samsung really wants us to.
What about, are you cool with knobs?
Knobs?
No, there's not as many knobs as there used to be able to spin. Those are like some of the things that are going away. Everything is so touchscreen now. I just go back to buttons and knobs.
I like the tactile feedback.
They're so satisfying. How about a joystick? Anybody want a joystick? Joysticks are fun.
What do you use joysticks for?
Old video games.
Yeah, I'm fine with the joystick being gone.
What?
I think I'm fine.
Joystick is underrated. How about this? You know what some people would say is a little bit old? Listen to the radio.
You mean like actually through the radio?
Through the radio, yes.
Yeah, I'm still good with that.
I like listening to the radio.
I still do this. I have an alarm. My first alarm is an actual radio. And I like that. I like that. Feels like I'm connected to the outside world when that turns on every morning. Giving me an update on how are things.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
A little old technology that we're still okay with, and lots of people have been texting in their thoughts on stuff that they're still good with. I see that Philip said a Walkman, like actually having a CD player.
Remember when you had your little like CD? What's that called?
A Walkman.
Is that what it's called?
Like the thing that held the CDs.
Mm-hmm. The little baggie that you open, you would unzip it. You opened it up and had those little slits in there where you could put all your CDs and you could carry it around with you.
Yeah, actually, I was glad to leave CDs behind because I would just have so many like burned CDs and whatever, and then you could only listen to one thing at once. You know what I mean? I was okay with moving on from CDs. Once I got my first iPod, that was such a difference maker, and now I don't even need that.
Hear me out here, though.
Okay.
Before the iPod was the Zune. Did you ever dabble with the Zune?
I never had a Zune.
My brother had a Zune, and when he had that was like the most overpowered piece of technology I had ever witnessed in my life.
Oh, yeah.
When I got to listen, because I didn't have my own, he had one. When I got to listen to it, that was like sick. When I got to use, one time I got to take it on a little trip, the Zune. My mom let me use it when I went on a trip with my grandmother to Pittsburgh, and I got to listen to it the whole way. I've never had more fun in a car. It was exciting times for me. I was like 7.
I remember the first time having an iPod, the first time having a CD player, a little personal CD player. Those are big times. And I guess kids these days will never get to experience that. Let's see. Derek is agreeing with you on your buttons thing. He says, especially if the screen is cracked, you got trouble on your hands. And again, I just like the feedback. I don't like pressing a button that I can't tell if it's without looking at it, if something's actually happening, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And it feels good to press it. Satisfying.
Arthur likes manual transmissions for cars. Do they even make those anymore?
I don't know how to do it, but I will say that if your car does have a manual shift transmission, nowadays, way less likely to be stolen.
Yeah, that's right. Or it'll get really messed up when they try to steal it.
They're not going to get very far.
Also, if you've ever ridden with somebody with a manual transmission, it looks cool when they're driving.
Oh, it does. Because you're doing all the handwork, man.
Yeah. Now, for me, if I had a manual, I'm already a bad enough driver. I think I would that'd be one more thing for me to pay attention to, and I can't comprehend that. So
imagine texting and driving and trying to shift. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
It's just, really just isn't even comprehensible today.
The other one for me, the other one I thought of was regular doorbells.
Like a ding dong.
Yeah, because whether I have a doorbell or a Ring doorbell or a Nest Cam or whatever, I'm not answering the door. Leave me alone. And I don't need all that. I'm not worried about somebody breaking into my house. Which I guess I'm saying now is that you can break in my house, you'll never be caught. But it's just not a concern of mine. And so all the home security systems they try to push on you, I've never once had a moment where I was like, you know what? Actually, Ring doorbell might be helpful.
I'm gonna give you 2 things that I still like. How about a straight razor, like you would get at the barbershop when they do your neck? That feels good.
Yeah, it does.
And then
that's a luxury. You remember yesterday we were talking about things that make you feel rich?
Oh, when they hit me with a straight razor. If I lined up my beard in my bathroom with a straight razor, I just feel like an English gentleman when I'm doing something like that. Also,
put
I have
on your monocle for that.
Yeah, put on 2 things that need to come back: monocle, pocket watch, and then my final one. How about Guitar Hero on the Wii? Even just anything on the Wii. Anything on the Wii still hits.
Was a great. Any old Nintendo system was a great system. And they're still playable today.
Oh, yeah. If you invite me over on a Saturday night and you're like, yeah, we're going to have like just a Wii night. We're going to just play games on the Wii. Sounds like a good time to me.
That's a party.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Something I haven't asked you about for a while, Isaiah. You still have your hot tub?
Oh, it's cooking.
Is it?
It's purring.
When was the last time you used it?
Not too long ago. Within the past couple of weeks.
Last couple of weeks. That's crazy. I guess it makes sense, though, because to me, I think if I had a hot tub, I'd be in it like once a week at minimum.
You would think so, but no.
Yeah, but then I think about any big item like that, and it's exciting at first, but then eventually it's not as much of a big deal. But I'll tell you, I think you should be getting in it more often, because I have a new study here that says that hopping in the hot tub for 30 minutes is just as good for your body as going on a jog for 30 minutes. And which would you rather do?
I'd rather sit in my hot tub.
Yeah, likewise. This is a new study that was just done by Coventry University in the UK. And so they had people over the age of 26 where they studied their mood, heart rate, blood pressure, blood flow, cortisol, thermal perception, and anxiety over the course of this study for quite a while, where they had some people go on, like, do different exercise, and then some people, their exercise was hop in the hot tub routinely. And the people that hopped in the hot tub, here's a big one. They lowered their blood pressure. They also increased their cortisol, which manages your stress, by 22%. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Who doesn't want to be less stressed? And the hot tub apparently will help with that. Also raises your heart rate, which is good, obviously. So they really, what they found was that getting in the hot tub on a routine basis is comparable to going on a 30-minute jog on a routine basis.
Sounds like it's giving you similar benefits that people say maybe the sauna does for you. Taking the stress away.
Yeah.
Peeling that stress off you. The heat. Hot tub's hot. But now we've hit prime hot tub season.
Yeah, it's a great time to get out and have a soak.
Yeah, it's a fantastic time for the hot tub right now because it's a little bit chillier out now. It's not cold.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you get out, it isn't like you're freezing cold, but it's just brisk enough. It's just brisk enough to where the hot tub is at prime season right now. So
yeah,
if you have a hot tub, spend more time in it.
And if you don't have a hot tub, or think about this, I think this is a good comparison. If you're thinking of buying a treadmill, don't. Get a hot tub instead.
Wow.
Right?
And you know what? A hot tub and a treadmill, shockingly similar in price.
Yeah, I think so. That's why I think it's a good comparison, because obviously you can go jogging outside for free, but as the weather gets worse and worse, you're not going to want to do that. But so you might be thinking, especially when the new year rolls around, your New Year's resolution, I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to get a treadmill. I'm going to start working out. Wrong.
Like a treadmill?
Yeah.
You want like a pretty typical treadmill. If you want a Peloton treadmill, that's going to be really expensive. But it's an average treadmill, let's say $1,500.
Yeah.
You want a new hot tub? As low as $2,000.
Yeah.
What would you rather have?
That's a better investment.
What would you rather have?
A hot
and
tub.
if you have guests over, you're not going to invite them onto your treadmill.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's right.
You're going to invite them into the hot tub.
That's actually going to be a headache for you when you invite people over. Like, where do I put this thing? The hot tub is a draw. People will want to come over.
And every time you see the treadmill in your house, every time you look at it, whatever room it's in, it's going to disgust you a little bit. You walk into that room, you're like, oh, geez, I haven't done the treadmill in a week.
Uh-huh.
Every time you walk into that room, it's going to upset you. Every time you walk into your backyard and you hear that thing purring, you're like, now that's right.
Yeah.
That feels good.
Worst case scenario, like if you buy a treadmill and you give up on exercising, you're not going to just hop on it like once a month for fun. But the hot tub, even if you don't use it as your exercise routine, it's still sitting there. It still can be a fun thing.
Always.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
We're about a little over 2 months out from Christmas and the New Year. It's not too early to start planning, right? Some people are already throwing on the Christmas music. And if you want to be ahead of the game when the new year comes around with a New Year's resolution, maybe your New Year's resolution could be getting a new job, moving up in the world in that way. According to recruiters, they say if you want to have a new job where you start the first day back in the new year, you need to apply within the next 2 weeks.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, get on it.
Because you think about this. Usually, when you're applying for jobs, the turnaround time isn't, what are we at, October 20th?
Yeah.
It isn't like a full 2-month thing,
Mhm.
November and December. But at the same time, we got Christmas going on.
Yeah.
You think they're going to be interviewing you
Christmas,
around
Thanksgiving.
Christmas?
They're going to have a lot of days off. People are going to have a lot of days off in there. It's going to be, the process is going to be a little slowed, I'd say.
If you're planning on getting a job before the new year, you're crazy unless you're already starting right now.
Yeah.
Because if you are going to start your job in December, they're going to say, you know what, we'll just wait till the new year. They're going to just delay that interview process a little longer. Delay those emails a little longer. And it's going to start up January 3rd. So if you want to get on that new job, apply now.
Yeah, apply now. And the other thing to think about is when the new year rolls around, right? Maybe your New Year's resolution is going to be, I want a new job. But if you wait till the new year, it's just going to be like the gym. Everybody else that has the same resolution as you is going to be looking for the same new jobs. And so much more competition where you have, maybe you have a little leg up if you get started now, you know?
Yeah, everybody's trying to get a new job at the new year. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So you want to be a part of the first wave, not the second wave. You don't want to come too late. Don't wait.
Now, here's my last question, because obviously that's a good argument. If you're going to get a new job anyways, maybe start working on it now. But do you think starting the very first day back from the new year, your first work day to be at a brand new place, is that a good situation?
I think it's perfect. You want to know
think so?
why? You'll be more motivated than ever. When are you most motivated? At the beginning of a new year. You'll come firing out of the gates. January 3rd, you're probably going to the gym after work at that point too. Your mindset, you're feeling hot. You're hot dogging at the new year. 2024, this is my year. You're feeling good. This is new you, new you.
If you want 2024 to be your year, you got to get started on it now. And one other thing, think about this too. If you start your new job on January, is it 3rd?
Something like that.
That is going to be, people are going to have such low expectations of you at that time, but you're going to come out firing because it's the new year. You're refreshed. You just had the holidays off.
There's nothing better than starting a new job.
Yeah.
And everybody expects nothing from you.
Yeah.
They treat you like a little toddler, like a little baby boy. Little baby boy in there.
And that'll be nice. You had the whole month of January with very low expectations and your chance to warm up into the role. Man, this is really, if I wasn't really happy here at RadioU, I'd be applying for jobs right now. This is the time to do it. Get on it.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on RadioU.
Now, obviously, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have been big in the news for several weeks now. I've got a story revolving around Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's boyfriend, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, that has nothing to do necessarily with Taylor Swift, but I want your thoughts on it. Travis Kelce, in a recent interview, said that he spends at least 3 hours each week picking out the outfit that he wears on his way to the stadium when he arrives at the stadium for game day. Takes him 3 hours at minimum every week. First of all, do you believe that?
3 hours is a long time.
It's a long time.
Maybe because every week he probably buys these clothes.
It has to be, right?
He doesn't just have these, like, it's a very exotic look. When he walks in, he doesn't just have a million exotic looks in his closet. He buys them every week, as all NFL players do.
Yeah.
And so I can imagine that takes longer, searching the World Wide Web, trying to find a crazy
You
outfit.
think that's how you think he just stays up like
Yeah.
Saturday night? He's up late surfing Amazon or
No,
something
he does that on like a Monday or
Monday.
Tuesday night.
for this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's say we'll be in LA. I got to look good. that the game in LA, you might take an extra few hours if you're Travis Kelce. That's good that you pointed that out because I was picturing him just standing in front of a massive closet and trying to decide. And I thought that 3 hours is crazy. And then my thing was going to be, for me, I would never take that long picking out an outfit, of course. However, you want to talk about how long I spend picking out new clothes that I get online. It's 3 hours is nothing. It's a days long process of narrowing things down. He says he just kind of does it on instinct. Nothing that takes you 3 hours.
He is just the man.
Yeah.
How does he do it?
Nothing that takes 3 hours is off of instinct, though, to me. That tells me you have no instincts.
Did you see that he's following her to Argentina, too?
He's going to Argentina?
On their bye week.
Wow.
Seems a little bit risque to me. Seems like that could slow the Chiefs down.
I know, right?
Taylor Swift is getting ready to do her big tour.
That's right.
Where she goes everywhere, and he's planning to fly down to South America with his new boo, November 9th through the 11th, when she heads down there for her Eras tour that kicks off.
That sounds like he might be a little distracted.
Sounds like it.
You know, it's funny, we're talking about that, and we know football, and it really does sound like a real thing, right? Where his mind might not be really focused. And so maybe he won't be fully prepared for the Chiefs' next game off the bye week. Is anybody talking about how Taylor Swift might not be fully prepared for the Eras tour with all this distraction she's dealing with?
Hudson, Taylor Swift's a professional. All right? She's going to be just fine.
I don't know. I'm concerned for the Argentinian fans. They might not get the fully focused version of Taylor Swift. She might be a little subpar compared to her U.S. shows she's been doing. I don't know. Just a thought.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
All I know is if the Chiefs after the bye week start to struggle, we know who we're blaming.
Right.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, RadioU.
We have, because it is New Music Friday, because the album is out today, we have Jady back in the studio joining us. We've got Jarrett. We've got Ashton. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you, too. Good to be back.
Yes.
Good to see you guys.
Yes. It is so good to have you guys back here. It's been a while. The new album, Napalm, out today, and we will get to the album in a little bit, right?
Yeah, but let's start off with some Halloween stuff to set the scene here.
Let's do it.
We're about a week out now.
Right.
Do you guys have costumes ready?
Well, so, do you have a costume?
Is it a paired costume? Is it separate costumes? How are we doing?
Well, I'm not prepared. I want to hear what you...
Paired. Going as a banana.
A banana.
Nice.
That's
this
kind of awesome.
Is this like an ordered costume?
Oh,
is this like a DIY?
Off of Amazon.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Ready to
Full
go.
banana. You can unzip the top, and then the banana, like you'll see
It
the
comes
banana.
down?
Yeah. So it's a peel,
Nice.
So
and then you can unzip it.
when you have it zipped up, can you see through? Or you have to have it unzipped to be able to... Can you walk around zipped up banana?
Oh, yeah. You
Okay.
can walk around zipped up, and
It's got
then
a head hole.
when you're feeling frisky, you can unzip it, and then the banana... Yeah, there you
Got
go.
it. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. So,
That's Ashton, but
Jarrett.
Jarrett, you're not ready for
Dude,
this.
I have always wanted to own one of those T-Rex inflatable
Oh,
things.
yes.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I know what you're
You
saying.
run around with them, and it's bobbing around. I've always wanted that. I want to perform a concert in one of those, actually.
You guys should do like a Halloween dress up concert. That would be sick.
Yeah.
Everybody, especially if everybody in the audience too was dressed up, everybody had a costume on.
Right.
That would make for a fun concert.
I
Yeah.
think so, too.
Is it too late to book that?
You know,
11
I think we
days
should
from
do it
now.
right here, right now. The stage is
Yes. At
this
RadioU.
table right here.
No, I
Dang.
love it. And so it makes for we have a week left. Hudson and I don't have costumes ready, but we need
No.
we've been trying to get
But
that
I like
planned out.
I like the banana idea, though.
Yeah, the banana
Right, that
idea is
does
good
sound
and that's an
fun.
easy thing to play off of too.
Not an
You could-
idea. It's
you
a
could be-
reality.
You can be
It's happening.
Yeah, Jared, you could be a monkey, you could be any other fruit. There's like a million different options if you wanted to play off banana.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, you're. This is a good idea. We need to have a little pair costume.
It is an
Yeah,
easy pair.
couple's costume. All right, let me ask you this. If somebody wanted to dress up as you guys and that was their couple's costume for Halloween, what do they need to be able to dress up as Jady?
Well, if you're Ashton, don't wear a shirt.
Yeah, don't wear a shirt.
You can't wear a shirt. You could wear a banana costume if you wanted to be
If you wanted to match him.
Yeah. I don't know. Get some orange. Get some black. I mean, that's like kind of the Halloween colors.
You're gonna need a microphone probably.
You're gonna need a microphone.
You could probably, if you take like a guitar, like a drum set or something. That feels like you gotta have a guitar.
You could go
right?
back.
Right.
This would be so like last year, but you could go like rose-colored glasses.
Right. No, for sure.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
There you
go.
So last year.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to be
That was
caught
last
dead in that,
Halloween,
actually.
no.
Yeah.
No, we have new stuff now. We have Halloween new stuff going on, coming out for the season. I love it.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.